All right, hello students. So now that you've watched the video of recording all of our data, now we are going to calculate. And so calculate density. So you may have noticed, right, that density equals mass over volume. And I kind of remember this, that I love density because we've got a heart here. So the mass is the top of the heart, and then the V at the bottom kind of makes a heart. So that's how you can kind of remember it. That density equals mass over volume. And we've been looking at, on our data table, we've got water and vegetable oil. So we've got liquids and we have solids. And so liquids, the volume for liquid is going to be milliliters. And then for solids is going to be centimeters cubed. So they are going to be equivalent to each other. 1 milliliter equals 1 centimeter cubed. Okay. And so on here on your data table, water is going to be our reference point. So we've got 10 grams of water equals 10 mils of water. 10 divided by 10, right? So mass divided by volume equals 1 gram. And then I have this other column, does it float or sink in water? Because density is going to tell us whether something sinks or floats, just like you saw that iron anvil floating in the vat of mercury. I don't have anything quite that cool, but don't try that at home. But we've got some other things. So vegetable oil, right? 8.8 divided by 10 is going to equal 0.8. For our volume for the wood block, I did 3.3 times 3.3 times 3.3, right? Length times height times width. And so that's going to be our volume, and we're going to divide the mass by that. So that's going to be not very dense at all. Then we've got our rock and our metal bolt. Our rock, 66.8 divided by 22.1 is 3. And then the metal bolt is 10 grams divided by 1.3 centimeters cubed. Oops, sorry. This should be centimeters cubed. See, even I make mistakes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to predict whether these are going to sink or float in water. So water is going to be our liquid. And anything above 1, above our liquid in density, so higher density, it's going to sink, and anything below the density is going to float. So over here, I wanted you to predict whether they're going to sink or float, and so take a second, pause the video, and write in whether you think they're going to sink or float. And then Aurelia, I'm ready for you, is going to now show you the results of that. We don't have vegetable oil because that could get pretty oily, but we have the wood, the rock, and the metal bolt. All right, ready? So let's go ahead and go in order. So the wood block is 0.3 grams. Okay, go ahead and put the wood block in the water. Okay, so that is less dense than the water by far. That is going to float. What about the rock? Yeah, gentle. So that's definitely going to sink. And actually, Aurelia, leave the rock in there and then put the metal bolt in there too. Okay, so that sinks, and then put the wood block back on top. Okay, so again, you'll notice that the denser things than liquid, than the water, they are going to sink, and the less dense things, like the oil would be on top, and then the wood is going to float.